like she was neglecting them, and for some reason, I thought it was okay to hurt them too.
This is Jason Carrolls, the father who was upset that his wife was leaving him and decided to kill their 3 children. This case happened in 2022 in Round Lake Beach, Illinois. He accused his wife of having an affair and gave a twisted reason of why he killed his 3 children, ages 5, 3, and 2.
Feel like I was doing anything wrong.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't cry once until...
Police officers responded to a call after the mother of the victims discovered their deceased bodies. When police arrived, they found 3 children dead inside the home. Officers on scene found a note from Carl's that said, "If I can't have them, neither can you." In the end of this interrogation, you will find out which sentence he got.
My name's Detective Barrera. I'm with Round Lake Beach, okay? And obviously, you know what's going on. You know why we're here, why we want to talk to you, okay? And like I said, I appreciate you being super cooperative. Again, sorry about whatever is going on.
I did it to myself.
Okay, so I gotta get through this. So I'm just gonna read you your rights, okay? Just because I do want to speak to you, and I just gotta advise you of your rights. Okay, you understand that? Okay, you want to speak to me about everything that's going on today?
I'm sorry.
Okay, you'll be able to just sign the states I've read you your rights here. You understand your rights. Feel free to look them over.
Okay, sir, I'm sorry. One more
I
time.
know it sounds silly, but I always wanted to be a cop, and
Really?
so I started doing GTA RP as a police officer. So I've read Miranda rights like 1,000 times.
Oh, really?
Myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know it's just a video game, but it was.
No, I hear you.
I let go of my dreams to try to provide for my family. So
What dreams were those?
just dropped out of high school.
Oh, did you?
Or,
Okay.
dropped out of college when I was going to be a high school math teacher,
Oh, no kidding.
and then I really wanted to be like I wanted to be a cop. I needed money. Like I couldn't go to an academy, you know.
Yeah, no, I know sometimes money's an issue, and you know that, like, it's tough, man. I get it. I get it. From my understanding, prior military. Yeah. What branch?
I was in the Army for 5 years.
You're in the Army.
I was a cryptologic linguist.
Okay.
An Arabic translator.
Oh, really?
Short. I'm not very good at it anymore.
Yeah, no, that's seems tough, man.
I basically work for the NSA, so that's really good.
Okay. I don't know. It seems like a pretty cool gig, huh? How long did you serve in the military?
5 years.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service, man. Appreciate that. So, Jason, let me just get some basic info from you, okay? I know you gave me your name, Jason, J-S-O-N. You have a middle initial?
E.
E. Last name, K-A-R-E-L-S, right?
Yes,
Date of birth, Beach. How long you been living there?
since 2017.
Okay. Alright. So you've been there quite a bit, huh? Some time. You grew up around the area?
I'm from Wakanda originally.
Okay. Did you go to Wakanda High School? Okay. What year did you graduate?
2005.
All right. That's not too far ago, right? Pretty young.
No, it's pretty old.
I mean, hey, we're just getting older, man. That's what it is, right? So what's going on? What's you and your wife, man? I mean, from my understanding, you guys had some issues, or what?
So, my side of it is, I never really. You could go and look back at like text messages, phone calls, like since we met each other. I've always complained about how she makes up things to justify how she treats me.
Okay.
And I put up with it because I have no self-worth. And then and she's always like manipulated me and like put me down and been mean to me. And the only time like I've really been mean to her is when it's like I'm not even being mean. It's more like it's like she says something mean or rude that's not true to hurt me, so I say something mean back because I know if I say something mean, she'll tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. It's really weird. It was a relationship, but I was depressed a lot, but I didn't always feel until we actually got married. It was the first time. The second time, but.
Okay. How long have you guys been knowing each other?
Since I got out of the military in February of 2015.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked. But
No, you're fine.
I just I don't know, like for instance, I'll give you an example. So you'll actually probably, because I talk a lot, I communicate a lot with her, but like there would be times where, like, you know, we'd go out on dates, like before we got married, and she'd be like, okay, I want to go home and go to bed. I'm like, okay, no problem, you know. And then I would go to my friend's house till like 2 in the morning and play some video games.
Okay.
And then like the next day she would be mad at me because she claimed that I ditched her to hang out with friends.
Okay.
And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, just like little things like that. Or like there was like a...
Yeah.
When was your last tetanus shot?
I actually told them when I first got here, I don't remember. But probably 2010 at the latest. But I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, you were mentioning how she would mention that you would ditch her for your friends and things like that.
Yeah, and just like little stuff like that, and like, I don't know, it just felt like she would try to paint me. She would paint me as this bad, terrible person to make herself feel better for how she felt about herself.
Okay.
I also wanted to be a psychologist. That was my third dream job. So I like analyze things and overanalyze them. But a majority of the time I'm right. But
yeah. So what all transpired today? I mean, you guys are married still, from my understanding, or
we're separated.
You guys are separated, but legally
And
still married?
I found out the day before yesterday that she cheated on me and left me for another guy the day after my birthday.
Okay.
And then she's been keeping the kids from me, but she claims that she hasn't. Well, the truth is I thought she was keeping the kids from me, but the truth is she was seeing somebody instead of like calling me with the kids. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
yeah.
So like I'd be expecting, like I was trying to give her space because obviously I still wanted to be with her and everything. So, like, you know, if you need me to do anything, just let me know. Like, you know, and I'm like, you know, like, and I was trying not to be too pushy, but then it's funny because I am pushy, like, with it, because the biggest thing is, to me, is I feel like if she realized what she was doing, she wouldn't hate me so much.
Yeah.
Like, if she realized that the reason why she's depressed is, I feel like it's not that she didn't love me, it's that she doesn't love herself. So, but she takes it out on me to make herself feel better. I don't know, but anyways, so I found out she was cheating on me, and she was lying to me, and like I was just very adamant about it, because like when you're with someone for 7 years, like, you know their poker face, you know what I mean? Like, you know when they're lying to you.
Oh, I get you.
Like, and especially someone that lies as much as she does to me and herself. But like,
so you had the kids since Saturday, is that right?
yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you saw the kids before?
Well, she had finally, after about a month and a half, she started calling me just to say goodnight to them. Like, it was like 1-minute phone calls and stuff, because I was like, that's what I asked for. I was like, just let me talk to my kids just for a minute. Say goodnight, I love you.
So it had been about a month and a half since.
Well, no.
Okay.
Like, that was the first, like, I asked her to start doing that. Before then, I had seen them, I want to say about 2 weeks ago.
So 2 weeks ago. Was it kind of like you guys were in agreement? Every 2 weeks you see them on the weekends, or that kind of deal?
No, I told her,
or just whenever you wanted to see them?
You'll see when you see my phone records, like, that I would argue with her about, like, I should be watching the kids. I don't have a job right now. I'm home alone by myself. Like, let me help you. Like, it's not even just to help you. It's so I can spend time with them. And I go, like, the only problem is that I see is I have limited food, but you get food stamps for them, so just give you like one meal, and I can take care of it. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like they're going to be eating that meal anyways at your place with her mother, and I don't know, like if I'm being honest with you, sir, like I don't know why I did what I did, but like I know what I told myself when I did it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
what was that?
and it was like that they deserved to be with me, and that I felt like she was neglecting them, and I wanted, for some reason I thought it was okay to hurt them too. I don't know why I did that. Like, I thought we would be together, like, you know, in whatever's after this life, like, you know, and like the whole time I was trying to get home, I kept telling myself, they're waiting for you, you have to be with them. I don't know why. Like, as soon as I got here, and the cop asked, or not here, but as soon as I, like, rolled my car and everything, and he asked me, do you know why, like, you know, do you know what happened? It was like the first time I like actually started crying because it finally dawned on me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. I've never been like that before.
Okay.
And I said, I left her like a note and stuff, and like most of it was just like trying to be like, I don't know.
This moment is critical for understanding his state of consciousness during the events. He reports a profound disconnect. He did not cry during the acts. The emotional gravity, the horror, did not dawn on him until an external event, the car crash and an officer's question, pierced through his psychological shell. This delayed emotional realization strongly suggests he was operating in a state of severe dissociation or psychic numbness. His psyche was compartmentalized, separating the horrific actions from their emotional meaning until he was literally jolted back to reality.
Was this something that you wanted for her to feel your pain in that sense, or you know?
Say yes or no to that.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay. What exactly?
I just didn't want to be in pain, and I think I told myself that, and you'll actually hear it in the last time we talked. I told her, it's like, if I'm not around, you're just going to start taking it out on them, and they don't deserve that. And I think I felt like I was saving them. I don't know why.
Saving them in what sense?
From going through the pain that I did.
And I mean, were the kids being, or what?
I felt like they were being neglected by her.
Why is that?
Because like I saw them for the first time in 2 weeks, and my daughter, she's never had pimples on her butt.
Okay.
And I confronted my wife about it. I was like, and I can't remember, but I think I was a little mean about it. But it was because it was like, she's telling me that I'm a terrible father and that I don't pay attention and stuff, but it's like, then how do I notice that my daughter never has pimples on her butt and now she's got like 20? And then she was telling me that it's like, oh, those are just bumps. I'm like, you mean like the bumps that I have on my arm? Like that's not the same thing as pimples. Like she has those on her arm too. It might be hereditary. I don't know, but I don't know. I just wanted to see them, and I wanted to be with them always. And I felt like for some reason I convinced myself that this was how I could do that. I don't know why. I've never been a violent person.
Right.
I've always been someone that
Yeah.
and like, you know what's funny, she'll tell you that we did get in one physical altercation in her life.
When was that?
And it was about 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we came home. I can't remember exactly what happened, like how it all started. But I know I'm pretty sure we were both at her mother's for some sort of party or something.
Okay.
And then we came home, and she had been drinking. And I don't drink, but I quit drinking after the military.
Yeah.
But that night I did actually have, I don't know what it was, but I think it was Sprite and UV Blue.
Okay.
I think I had 1 cup of Sprite and UV Blue, because I knew, like, because I don't need to drink, but I also knew I wasn't the one driving the kids. I didn't realize that she had been drinking, like, as much as she was. And then she came home, and she started, like, just being mean to me, and I didn't understand why. And, like, saying stuff like that I was a terrible father and a terrible husband and stuff. And I think it's because I left early, because I wasn't feeling, because I have gluten allergy.
Okay.
And when I eat gluten, like, within 30 minutes, I'm literally in the bathroom for 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wanted to go home and deal with it there, because I'm self-conscious, and and I'm actually a very courteous person. I didn't want to blow up their bathroom.
I understand.
You know, and like, she was, for an hour and a half, I wish I would have recorded it, but for an hour and a half, she was just verbally abusing me. And then finally,
This is at the party or at home?
No, this was at home.
At home? Okay.
And then, so, like, I was going to leave and go to my mom's. And, like, I had grabbed some clothes. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, wait, do I really want to leave her with my children when she's acting like this? How do I know it's just me? It's going to end when I leave. Like, what if she takes her anger out on them? So I was like, you know what? No, you need to go back to your mother's and stay the night. And she wouldn't go. So I put my arm around her waist, and I'm like, come on, I'll take you to your car. And like, and like, she pushed me, and we ended up falling over because I was trying to, like, guide her, and I think we twisted, and I ended up falling on top of her. And then like, I got up, and I, like, made sure she was okay and stuff, and I tried to just ignore it, because I felt bad, because, like, I knew that, like, even though I only put my arm around her waist, I knew that, like, it wouldn't have we wouldn't have fallen if I didn't.
Right
do
on.
It. Even though she did push me.
Yeah.
Like, she pushed me because she didn't want to leave. But that's the type of person I am, and that's the type of person she's made me, is, like, she does things to me, and then I feel sorry for how I react to them.
I understand.
Anyway, so, like, about 20 minutes later, so then, this time, I put my arm around her shoulders, and I was like, you know what, no, we're leaving, because I figured, you know what, like, it's easier to guide, like, you know, and everything, and she's like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm like, I have to leave, like, I'm not putting up with this anymore, like, you have to go to your mother's, you're not welcome here. And
how long ago was this now?
About 2.5 years ago.
Okay, all right, so it's been some time.
It's been some time.
How long have you guys been separated for?
Since April 23rd.
Oh, since April, so a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Couple months ago, that was...
Yeah, 2.5 months.
Okay, so you guys, she left, and she left
the
you, or
reason
you
why-
left her,
The reason
or...
why I like this story is important to me is
No,
because...
every bit is important to me.
Well, yeah, is because... So... As I'm walking her to the garage, I'll take a polygraph test. I swear to God.
I believe you.
I mean,
Jason,
I
don't think there's any reason for you to lie to me. I really don't. So I believe anything you tell me. Oh, you don't have to prove anything to me, Jason. Yeah.
And I had my arm around her shoulder, and then she punched me in the face. And then I put my arm kind of like, I didn't choke her, but I had her like in like a, I wouldn't even call it a headlock. I just put her head down so she couldn't hit me again. Because I did martial arts. I know like how to control someone who's hurting you, like who's hitting you.
You know, like pressure points and things like that.
I didn't do nothing. I just put her head down.
Yeah.
And then she got another really good swing and hit me in the neck. And I've always been the type of, I've never been an aggressor type of person. I've always been a self-defense type person. And I snapped and I punched her back.
Okay.
And then I immediately let go of her, dropped to the ground and started crying and saying, I'm so sorry. Like, because even though she...
Were police called or anything?
No, we kept it to ourselves.
Okay.
But the reason why I bring this up is because I loved her. I didn't take pictures of my stuff, and she took stuff too, because I think deep down she knew that she was going to one day use stuff against me.
Yeah. So...
But even to this day, she claims that, like I had her in a headlock from the get-go, and
Yeah.
like, you know, and that she punched me to get away from me and stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, that's fine, but it's like, I feel like a man should never hit a woman. But at the end of the day, I feel like nobody should hit somebody if they don't expect the possibility of
I
getting
get that. Yep. Keep your hands to yourself. You know, you'll be learning this stuff when we're young, right?
Maybe it's my military background, but I'm a very equality type of person. I feel like, especially if you've seen, I don't know if you've seen my wife. She's 6'1", 6 feet, and she's like, she's not like a small girl. She hits pretty hard. I mean, I'm a big guy too, but I'm not. But anyways, but the reason why I brought that story up is because I feel like that is when, like, she had decided that she was going to leave me.
Okay.
But she hadn't decided when. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So there had already been some stuff building up to it.
2 weeks and then she came back.
Okay.
Because I think she was going to wait for something that, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Kind of walk me through today, Jay. No, don't be sorry. Just kind of walk me through today, kind of what was going on. How were the kids? Were they joyful, playful?
They were awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they wasn't like frustrating.
No, like this was yesterday and the day before.
What was?
I did everything I did. I started doing this morning at 1 in the morning.
So 1 in the morning is when everything happened.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what was going on? Because I know you guys spoke on the phone yesterday, right?
Yeah.
What time did your guys' phone call end?
I want to say about midnight.
About midnight?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys' phone call ends around midnight.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Were you drinking? You say you don't drink,
sir.
right?
Okay.
No. Hey.
Toxicology
Absolutely.
Right now.
Okay.
I haven't had marijuana in about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Either. And then before then it's 4 months.
Okay. So then what kind of happened? What kind of triggered you after the phone call ended? Were the babies were kids sleeping or were they up?
We were
Everybody
watching
was
TV, and then I knew I had to give him a bath.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like, I just, something in my brain snapped because of the things she said to me on the phone.
What was it that she said?
That it's weird because she did say some nice things to me in the end, but it's like, she said that I was nothing, that I deserved nothing, that I was a terrible father, a terrible husband, and like all these things, and it was like, I don't know, like, something snapped in me, and like, and I know that makes it seem like I was trying to get back at her, but it was like, it was never about getting back at her. It was about as it sounds, was doing something for myself.
Okay.
And like, that's what I told myself at least. Like, I wanted.
And what was that thing that you were doing for yourself?
Was them so we could be together forever.
Okay.
And I know now that was wrong.
Okay. And did you plan this out? Did you already have an idea of how you wanted to do this? Did it take some time for you to do it?
No, I started giving him a bath, and for some reason I said we're going to do it one by one, and I did one by one, and then I tried to.
Okay, so you who was the first one you gave a bath to? The youngest?
Yeah.
Okay. Now who's the oldest? Okay,
Where was he?
Yeah.
They were watching TV.
Okay. Did at any point in time did they come in and see anything?
No,
Did they?
I refused to let them see anything because I don't know why, but I shut their door and I shut the bathroom door, and then I would put the child in the computer room on the futon mattress to dry off, so then that way once they were dry I could dress them so they weren't naked wherever we were going. I don't know why I thought this was okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I've never had these kind of thought processes before. Something just like, I think I honestly think it's. Maybe something snapped in me because like I couldn't handle being cheated on, and I couldn't handle being away from my kids so much.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
So you're taking a bath, and the other two kids now, and okay, how old are they?
5. Is 5. 3. Is 2.
Okay. So then same thing.
Yeah, and I don't know why I didn't stop. I don't know why I went with all 3. Like, you would think that I'd do one, and then I'd be like, oh my God, what have I done? But it didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong.
Okay.
He directly describes an anomalous, altered mental state. Whether this is a truthful memory or a post hoc justification, it's a key claim. He is asserting that his normal moral compass and emotional responses were offline. He positions himself not as a monster in that moment, but as someone whose internal reality had completely detached from the objective horror of his actions. This frames the event as a psychological snap, a break from the self he recognizes, the nonviolent, self-defensive person he describes earlier.
For some reason, I didn't cry once until it didn't really dawn on me what I had done until I flipped my car and the cops asked me if I knew what I had done, and then I just started crying, and because it was, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I can't say for certain that I realized that what I had done at that moment. It's possible that I was crying because I couldn't be with them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like it didn't really dawn on me until like at some point after that.
Okay.
At some point after I'd gotten into the accident.
Yeah. Okay. And then you placed them all in the
on the futon in the computer room.
You let them dry out.
And
You
let
said.
them dry off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went. And here's the messed up part about it all is like I didn't realize what I was doing to them, and I didn't realize what I was doing to myself either. But I think subconsciously I did, like to myself, because then after that was done, I got so nervous, like because I knew I was next. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then I went into the garage and I smoked like 10 cigarettes.
Okay.
And it wasn't, and I know it wasn't because of what I had done. It was because I knew I was preparing myself, calming myself down, so that I could, because I don't know if, like, you don't, like, the fact that I actually, actually was able to.
Where'd you try to that?
In the downstairs, there's a bathroom door and a closet door right next to the stairs, and I had, I blacked out, and then I woke up, and the door had come off the hinges, and the extension cord had kind of sliced the door in half a little bit.
Okay. What extension cord were you using?
It was just like a huge orange extension cord that we had in the house.
Okay. So you used that to, where'd you wrap that around?
Doorknobs on the insides of both doors.
Okay.
So like if you open the closet, wrap it around that doorknob, and then tie it, and then I looped it over the top of the door frame, and then I did the same to the bathroom door.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get an understanding of how it was that, because doorknobs are, low, right? Usually when someone.
And I also,
was there a chair?
I was low enough that I could drop to my knees because I have a problem with like I almost drowned when I was a kid, so like I can't stand feeling like I can't breathe, so I have to be able to. I was hoping I would black out before I couldn't breathe, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so then you wake up. There was okay.
Like a chef's knife.
Yeah. And where's that? Where was that knife at?
It was downstairs in the knife holder.
Okay.
And well, let me. I'll go through the whole.
Yeah. Why
the whole
don't you
thing
do that?
in
Yeah.
chronological order for you.
Yep.
So I did what I did with them, and then I smoked the cigarettes, and I played a game of Hearthstone on my phone while I was smoking. Because again, like it wasn't like to me, I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? It was just a normal, like, I don't know. Not that it was anything far from normal, but I think you get what I mean. So I played a game of Hearthstone, and then, because I knew I had to, like, and I knew they were drying off, like, so
You said you played a game of Hearthstone?
on my phone.
Oh, okay. What's it called?
It's a card game called Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Okay.
So I every time I smoke cigarettes, I play this card game.
And you were downstairs in the garage
and I
playing
smoke cigarettes and I play.
Okay.
I play this game. And then so I that happened.
Yeah.
After the cigarettes, so I come to, and I think I was on the ground for maybe like 2 minutes, like that I lost track of time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I come to, and like I see that it's broke and everything, and like I remember like waking up, like struggling to come back, like thinking, I don't know, like I just remember like fighting to come back, and then I don't know, it was weird. It was like I was fighting myself too, like telling myself, no, just go. Like, your kids are waiting for you. Just go. Stop fighting. Like, I don't know. And then so that fails. And then I go and I smoke another couple of cigarettes in the garage. And then I go upstairs and I close all 3 of them and put them in the bed. And then I put the blankets on them and everything, and I kissed them all. And I said, Daddy will be with you soon. Don't worry. And so that's how I finally got the courage to like actually.
Yeah. Did you clothe them?
Yeah, I put diapers on them, the ones that needed diapers, underwear on and then I put pajamas on them all.
Put pajamas on all of them. Okay. And then
Because
you brought them into another room.
I didn't. There was 2 reasons, honestly, and like. I'm probably giving, like a lawyer probably saying I'm giving way too much detail, but it's like I'm just trying to be honest. But I didn't want them to be naked when they were found, and I didn't want them to be naked wherever we were going.
Yeah.
At least that's what I told myself.
Yeah. So you bring them out of the computer room, take them into your room, from my understanding.
Yep,
Is that your room?
Master bedroom.
Master bedroom? Okay. And then you laid them on the bed. You put clothes on all of them. Laid them right next to each other. And then, and that's all after you tried.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then that's when you.
And then I went into the bathroom.
Okay.
And I was standing. I had it in the tub water, and I was like leaning over the tub, and then I was like. About 20 minutes had gone by, and I'm like, this is taking forever. There's no way, like, so then I did, because I wanted to be with my children, and it was taking too long. And what ended up happening was, is like they kept like stopping, like, you know what I mean? Like they kept like the bleeding would stop because like the platelets and whatever, it would like not scab up, but it would close off
From your wrist.
So. And then there was really only, like, there was small on my wrist, but what it was is I was like one would stop, so I would do the next one, and then, but it wouldn't really come out.
Okay.
And then a couple times I would walk to the bed and I would lay down with the kids, and then I'd be like, no, I have to go with them. Like, they'll see me soon. I have to make sure this works. So then I would get back up and go back to the bathroom and make sure it was still bleeding.
Yeah.
And then just like rinsing and repeating. I would pass out for maybe like a few minutes, and I would just go back to doing that because I really wanted to be with them and I didn't want to let them down. Because it was my turn now. Like they were. Like I want you to know I know what I did, but I'm talking.
I understand.
To you
Yeah. Oh man.
off
Yeah.
of the mindset, because but it also makes it easier to talk about to try to get back into that mindset, because when I admit to myself what happened is when I start to cry.
Yeah.
So that all happened, and so about 6 a.m. I had the bright idea. You know what? This isn't working. I'll go drive to the beach and I'll swim as deep as I can and try.
Okay.
And then I got there and I turned around. I'm like, no, I can't leave my kids. I'm doing this for them. So I went right back to the house.
Which beach did you go to?
In Wakanda. I never actually got there. I started going to that one because that's what I was comfortable with, because that's where I grew up.
You guys don't do it.
Oh, just get your name real quick.
Yeah. I'll just write it down on this paper.
All right, appreciate that.
I drove there and I came back because I was like, no, I can't leave them. I can't.
So what time was that?
About 6 a.m. Because I figured, like, if I'm gonna pass out, I wanted to pass out with my kids. So that's like, I started in front of the bathtub, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jog in place in front of the bed, so if I fall forward, pass out. Every single time, I would get to this point where I was like so close to like being gone, and then my eyes would just open up and I would rip the bags off my head because I can't not breathe. Like I have that, I don't know, just because I think I was 6 years old when I almost drowned. And also my dad's brother drowned when he was 14. So it kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, so I keep, and like, you know, it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock now. And then I lay down. I laid down in bed because I was exhausted. I was so close, but like I couldn't keep doing it anymore. Like I was just tired, and I think I passed out for about half hour, maybe an hour. You can do this. Like you do it for your kids, do it for your children. They're waiting for you. Like I honestly, like looking back, I sounded like a madman. Like I was literally talking. I've never talked to myself before. Like I was calling myself.
In the aftermath of failure, we get a window into his internal pressure system. He describes a relentless, self-loathing internal dialogue. This is where the distorted mission and his profound self-hatred merge. He isn't just trying to join his children. He is haranguing himself, using the same belittling language he felt from his wife to fulfill a terrible purpose. The psychological drive becomes a loop. Self-punishment fuels the mission, and the mission justifies enduring the self-punishment. It's a chilling portrait of a mind trying to bully itself into oblivion.
I was saying I'm like saying stuff like, you never finish anything. Like, you know, you have to finish this. You've already started. You have to do this for them. And like, you know, they're waiting for you. You can't let them down. And like, honestly, I talked to myself for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then I finally tried, and that's when I did this.
Okay.
So then the game plan turned into, you know what? I can't be here. I can't be here when she gets here because I don't want to hurt her. Like I can't be here when she gets here. I'm just gonna go drive my car as fast.
Okay.
And then so I started driving down. I went to
What time is this now?
About 1:30.
About 1:30.
So I started driving down 294 on the expressway, and I thought to myself, there's too many people. I can't cause an accident. There's too many people. So then I decided to drive to Chicago, and I was like, you know what? I'll just the biggest building I can get on. And then I like reasoned with myself, and I said, Jason, you're afraid of heights. How are you supposed to build up the courage to do that if you can't? So then I thought to myself, well, I'm in Chicago. Maybe I'll try to trade my car for a gun. And I'll tell someone, look, I have nothing. I have nothing in my life. Like, all I have is this car, no job, nothing. And like, make up a story about like how, I don't know, I have 6 months to live, so they'll like do something. Like whether they'll trade the gun or take me somewhere and off me. Like, I don't know, like that's what I told myself. And then I started thinking, I was like, but I don't want people to think that I'm a racist because I'm asking, hey, where's the bad neighborhoods at around here?
I understand.
And also I'm also like, my wrists are, I want to stop and talk to somebody. I started driving back south because I'd already I went to South Chicago because stereotypically I thought that that's where I could find a gun. Sorry, I didn't mention that. So I started like, I went through Chicago, and that's when I was in South part of Chicago is when I thought I could get a gun.
Okay.
And then I realized that wasn't going to happen, so then I just started driving south on the expressway, and I told myself, I'll just stop at the first rest stop, and I'll wait until nighttime when there's like hardly any cars on the road, and I'll just do it then. Okay. And then they just saw me before that could happen, so I drove on the shoulder away from them, going about 120, and thank God I didn't hurt anybody or didn't cause an accident or anything for anybody else, because I asked them and they told me I didn't, and that just was such a relief because I truly do care about other people more than myself. But I drove, and then finally I saw a barricade with a forest behind it, and I'm like, and now, I mean, obviously I wish I'd never done any of it.
Yeah.
But I should have just turned myself in.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I get it. Yeah.
I thought about turning myself in, but I told myself that if I did, I would betray them for doing what I did and not being with them.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't planning. But I soon. And
kind of start panicking.
I can't be here. No, it wasn't even panicking. I was like, I don't want to hurt her. But if she sees this, I might want to, so I have to leave. Okay. Like, I don't want to hurt her. Like, I was like, I don't want to have to do something stupid, which is funny because I had already done something stupid, and but so I was like, I have to go. I have to leave. And it broke my heart because I had to leave them. And then, even now, I know it's stupid, but...
Yeah. Hey, Jason, here. I don't want to cut you off or anything like that. I don't want to keep talking to you about.
I talk a lot.
No. That's not.
But
hey,
I
appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. But remember, I mentioned that there's going to be a evidence tech here, take some maybe some swabs and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep him waiting, so he's here. Let me take a break real quick, and then have him do what he has to do. Kind of let you, take a break as well from talking, and then we'll continue on. Okay? You need something?
Possible? They I don't know why, but they've told me I can't have water.
Oh yeah, I don't know why,
I
but
don't have an ID.
let me.
I'll
ask the nurses. Okay.
Like, it's there, but it's not in me. I don't think. I don't know.
Let me
talk
to him.
Anything to drink. Like, I've had cotton mouth since 4 o'clock or whenever it was that I flipped the car.
I did want to ask you just a couple more questions, man. I'm sorry. And then just so you know too, we'll be with you throughout the whole time that you're in the hospital, okay? So not me personally, might be another officer, so once you are released and discharged, you'll come back with us, and then we'll talk. We're gonna have to, talk to you again. Okay, so I know this sound maybe repetitive, but I just, I want to make sure that everything, right now it seems to be fresh in your mind, but also maybe, you know, sleeping it off and resting, that can also help too. Maybe refresh your memory a little, or things start coming back. So that's why we'll talk to you again at some point. You know, all good.
It's like honestly, there's I mean, it's not cut and dry. Like, you know.
No, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of details to it for sure.
There's a lot of details, but it's like I pretty much. I mean, who knows? Maybe I forgot something, but like maybe there was like I smoked more cigarettes than I thought, or something. Who knows? Like,
Just minor detail. I mean, you know, like specifics. Yeah.
The whole.
Yeah. One thing I did want to ask was, so I know one of the officers noticed there was a note left on what was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, was that when you left the house?
I wrote that before I decided to do it.
Okay,
or
so
not before. Like I wrote that. I decided to do it. I wrote it, and then I went and did it.
Okay. So you
I actually forgot about
you
that.
decided to do it.
Yeah.
You did it and then wrote it?
No.
Okay.
I wrote it.
And then did it.
No. So like something snapped at me. I wrote the letter and then I did it.
Okay. That makes sense then. And then, you know, just to kind of give a quick kind of a brief explanation of the timeline of everything. Now, let me just walk you through how I remembered how you were telling me. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? At any point, if I mess something up, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, okay?
Yeah.
So I may mess this up. It seems like there was a lot that went on. So you speak to till about midnight yesterday, right? Well, midnight this moment.
Yeah.
So about
I don't know.
give or take.
So the best part
That's
to
okay.
put it is I should start using like instead of saying around midnight, I should say I spoke to her, and then about an hour later is what it is.
Or approximately. It's approx. Yeah, I do not expect you to give me exact times.
Yeah.
Approximates, right? That I can deal with that. So approximately midnight, you guys hang up the phone. Kids are still awake. You decide that it's time to give them a bath, right? But at that point...
Yeah, because I told her I was giving them a bath.
At that point, you already... I mean, you know, you were feeling like the conversation didn't end well. However... I mean, she might have said some nice things about you and whatnot towards the end of the conversation, but you were feeling like she was neglecting the kids in a way, and she was keeping you from seeing the kids in a way as well.
I know it's weird to think that when you're seeing them like in the moment.
No. Yeah. So you're, you know, in that moment, you felt that it was best that the kids not go through the same pain you were going through, right? Okay. And okay. And so you wanted to be with them forever. Mm-hmm. Right? And your way of thinking was you know, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to then I'm going to and then we'll be together forever, right? You're going to be with your kids, right? So it's about 1 a.m. that you give them a bath, approximately 1 a.m. you give them a bath. You start. So let me backtrack just a little bit. So you hang up with, and you then write this note.
Not immediately.
No, not immediately.
No, like
kind of wait a little bit.
Like I just about maybe 40 minutes.
40 minutes, okay.
45 minutes, because it took me maybe about 10-15 minutes to write. You know.
Okay. So you write this note. At that moment, that's when you realize this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to.
It was never in my thought process.
Oh, okay. Yep. Until you're writing that letter. So you're writing the letter, and you decide this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to. What exactly did the letter say? From what you remember.
Just stuff like how. I guess the whole gist of the letter is like, you can't keep my kids from me, and if you're gonna paint me to be like I don't know. It's like you paint me to be this monster when I'm not one. But at least I'm gonna like do something for me in the end, like before I go out, like, you know, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It's like That's the gist of it. I don't remember all of it.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. No worry. You know what? That's fine. You know, we have the letter, obviously.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's fine.
exactly.
I haven't seen it, so that's why I was just looking for some help
So
there.
I think it starts off like I mentioned about how she swore on the kids' lives that she wasn't cheating on me, and like, you know, and then I said I hope it was worth it. And now I know that would make it think that, like, I know that looks like I know it looks like I'm saying like because of what I'm gonna do, but it's like it wasn't. It was like it wasn't like I hope it was worth it. Haha, I'm getting back at you. I was hoping it was worth it. Like you pushed me to do something for myself. Like kind of.
Okay. So she swore on the kids' lives that she wasn't cheating on you.
Yeah.
In reality,
Maybe
she
that's what
was.
made me snap. Like I don't know. Maybe like.
So
that's-
then you
Yeah.
basically in your head you're saying you're thinking,
Like, if
again,
she's
you know,
gonna-
correct me
like,
if I'm wrong.
no, like,
any moment if
I'll admit, part of me
Yeah.
thought like if she's gonna swear in their lives, they belong to be with me. Like, you know, like stuff like that.
Mhm. So she swears on their lives, and you then have this thought of, because she swore on their lives. I mean,
Well,
in a way.
Because you didn't punch in
I wouldn't.
right?
No, because here's why.
I guess.
Thank you.
Here's why. Because I knew this for 2 days. That she had she'd sworn on their lives like 2 days ago, and I found out the day before that she was cheating on me, and then I don't know, but
Okay.
because then that would mean that like if she had done that and I knew it, like then, oh no, okay, maybe. I don't know, honestly.
No,
I can't give you an honest answer.
That's okay.
Because
Okay.
because
I understand.
Like,
That's fine. I'm
I'm not going to say it's impossible. I'm not going to say it's possible.
right on.
Like, because I mean, in the realm of possibilities, it could be either or. But at this
get it.
moment in time, I don't believe so.
Not a problem. Okay, so you put them in the computer room all one by one. You go downstairs, you smoke cigarettes, about a whole pack of cigarettes. You play your game on your phone.
Yeah.
And you kind of just trying to calm yourself down at this point because you know that you're next, right? You know you got to do what you got to do. So you try to, with the extension cord, you wrap it around the doorknob, loop it up above the door. No, that's not. I don't believe that's you. So then that's good.
I mean,
So then.
it was, who knows?
So then, you actually do. You're kind of like on your knees. You said, right? While you're
Yeah. To drop to my knees so that way I'd be like I wasn't on my knees as much as like my knees were like touching the ground, like taking a little bit of the weight.
Okay. So you said that did the door snap? Or?
I actually didn't plan it that way. It just ended up being that way.
Did the door snap?
Yeah, the door came off the hinges, and then like the cord like actually like ripped through the top of the door as well. Like it kind of almost like cut it in half.
Okay.
Which is.
You said you passed out, right?
Yes.
You passed out for a couple minutes,
Yeah.
and when you woke up, then that's when you're like, okay, well now you got to try another method, right?
Yeah, but
And that was-
and I smoked a couple cigarettes to kind of think about what I was gonna do, and like yeah.
So then after that, you then decide you're going to drive to the beach. Am I right with that? Was that the next thing? The Wakanda?
Yes.
But then as you're
That wasn't
driving there,
until, like 6 a.m.
about 6 a.m.
Yeah.
While you're driving, you didn't actually make it to the
maybe
beach,
more
right?
like 5. But yeah, but it was like 5:36.
Okay.
But I made it to. Oh, actually, I didn't tell you this part because I didn't remember it until now. I made it to Bonner Road off of Fairfield.
Okay.
I took a right on Bonner, and then I took a left on Wakanda Road and turned around and went home because I started to feel guilty for
Leaving the kids? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine. You can go ahead.
Because the whole point of this was to be with them, so I needed to be with them.
So what'd you do after the
I literally sat
Because you like,
staring at my kids, psyching myself up.
because you said you fell you kind of laid in bed.
Yeah, I passed
you laid
out
in bed
also.
in that same bed with them.
Because I passed out from the loss of blood for about an hour or two.
In the same bed as them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
That's why
then
they have blood all over them.
okay, so
Because I was hugging them and I was like,
Yeah.
kissing them. For about 3 hours, I looked at my kids, told myself like, I gotta do this for them. Like I gotta finish what I started. Like so we can all be together, and and then kissing them and hugging them and stuff, and then calling myself the P word.
you can say it. Yeah, that's fine.
And saying you never finish what you start, and basically trying to bash myself into doing what everyone else does to me and treat myself like garbage until the point where I actually do something about it,
Okay, and then finally you're at this point about 12:30, and you know that
I didn't know. So
you had
in my head, I had a feel
a feeling that she was
an
gonna
appointment. I don't know what time, and I did
come.
I can't be here when she's here, when she gets here, because I don't want to do something stupid. I don't want to have to hurt her, because I didn't want her to find everything and me not be dead. That's the best way to put it. And I didn't want her to see me alive after, you know what I mean? So I didn't want anything to happen to her. So I told myself I was going to go drive as fast as I could. On 294.
That's when you go there. Then you drive to Chicago and tell yourself, but then realize you're afraid of heights. There's no way. So then you decide to go down to drive to the south side of Chicago.
I didn't bring my phone with. I don't have anything. I don't know if there's public access to stuff. I got blood on my leg. I convinced myself that it was a bad idea. I need to figure out a better idea.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, whatever I did next had to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was. I had to do something that was final.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned something about changing out of your clothes several times.
Yeah, so when I forgot to mention this to you guys before because I didn't think about it, but there was a white t-shirt, there's the hoodie that I was caught in that they cut up, and then there was...
Here? Okay, yeah, no, not a problem.
I'm still waiting for paperwork.
Okay, all right, yeah, we'll be a couple minutes, and then he'll ride with you guys, and then I'll follow.
Okay.
All good. We should be just a couple minutes, or let us know whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. So white. You said a white T-shirt, then the hoodie that.
Shirt. The hoodie that I was on.
Yeah.
I started the day in a red shirt that said "World's Greatest Father" or farter.
And a red shirt.
The H was, or whatever was crossed out and was replaced with an R. But it should all be in the bathroom.
Okay, and then so the red shirt. Then from the red shirt, you went to the white T-shirt.
Maybe there were 4 shirts. Then,
Okay,
because I think I went white, red, white.
White, red.
Because
So you didn't start the day with the red shirt.
Because I started the day with a white T-shirt.
Started the day with the white T-shirt.
But see, that's the thing is I pile all my clothes on the floor. I could just remember seeing it bloody and assuming now that I was wearing it. So, because there's blood all over those clothes in that pile, and I didn't wear all of them that's in that pile. I didn't use those towels, and I'm sure there's blood on those towels.
What about shorts? Was it just the same shorts you had on the whole time? Or pants or sweatpants or?
Yeah, so when I first, so this is part of the reason why I changed clothes. When I first started, no, not first. After a while of just laying or leaning over the tub and trying to just lean on the tub with my chest, I decided to take my clothes off and just sit in the tub.
Okay.
Because-
Oh, you sat in the tub?
Yeah. I forgot to mention that.
That's okay.
Naked?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then as soon as I finished, I got, as soon as I started to feel like a little woozy, I got up and I put the pair of shorts on with no underwear that I was wearing.
Okay. You had shorts with no underwear on today? Okay.
Because
And
I
this is
didn't
after-
wanna
this
lay
is-
in bed
this
with
is
my
already
kids naked.
after-
Like, it felt weird to me.
No, it's okay. This is after you already had something like that?
Yeah, this was why I was in the, and like I think I never mentioned this too, but the reason why you'll find a trail of blood going downstairs. Because
Yeah.
When I was in the tub, I started to get really hot because like I
Okay.
was losing blood. So I went downstairs to grab the cold water,
Okay.
and I was dripping blood everywhere.
Okay. Grab the cold water.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fridge?
Yes, sir.
Hey, also, so they're gonna transport you right now. Detective Anguiano's gonna go ahead and go with you. One of the things that I was going to mention. Oh God, lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say?
I do that a lot too.
Oh yeah, no kidding. It'll come back to me. Oh, I did. So your mother was, or your sister were calling the police department like crazy, and so obviously the news is, it's on the news and whatnot. So so obviously they had questions. I didn't give them any details.
Yeah.
But they just want to make sure you're okay, you're alive, and I told them you're fine.
I know it sounds shitty, but I don't even know if I'm allowed to have visitors, but even if I do, I don't know if I get.
No, yeah. So you're,
Because I don't know if I'm ready. That's really what we got.
okay. No, absolutely, man. We'll be with you the whole time, all right? So we'll let we'll wait till these guys get here. We'll transport you, and then be all good, man. All right, we'll keep talking, though, all right? I'm gonna let you get some rest, though, too, man. Yeah, transport's here. All right, sounds
Sorry,
good.
I try not to cry when we talk about.
Nah, man. Hey, I know it's not easy. So
Carol's defense attempted to argue that he suffered from mental illness. In 2023, Carol's pleaded guilty to 3 counts of first-degree murder for the killing of his 3 children in 2022. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.